Welcome back everyone, and it's time to go balls deep! Cutting to the chase, Dragon Ball Super Chapter 79 has revealed something major you need to know. Goku and Vegeta have been surpassed.
Oh my god!
Wait
a minute!
That happens every single arc. Scratch that! Goku and Vegeta became UFC commentators.
Surely you can't be serious.
Yeah! That's right! In the red corner, we have Goku and Vegeta's biggest bet, Granola. He has a Sharingan and wants revenge for the slaughter of his people. And in the blue corner, we have Gas, a boy with an inferiority complex that's controlled by his family to become the Illuminati of the universe. Let's get ready to rumble! Dragon Ball Super Chapter 79 begins with Vegeta's character development regarding his decision to give Granola the Senzu Bean and putting his Ultra Ego aside. Yeah, I know, some of you think this is an L on the long list of L's the series gives the dude. Trust me, I've been a fan for 20 years, I can't erase those memories. But on the contrary, people like me also like to shed light on the positive side of the storytelling. Vegeta encouraged Granola to pave his own path and use his revenge to defeat Gas all on his own merit. This is a huge philosophy of Vegeta, that one should attain their true potential through their own power, and that's why he hates fusion, rejecting the offer of Super Saiyan God ritual, and much more. He's giving Granola experience, a much needed experience. This way he wouldn't make the same mistake as himself, which was being engulfed with rage, seeking revenge, which wouldn't resolve the inner feelings of pain. Rather than being a slave to his rage, Vegeta has offered Granola freedom. This is because the cycle of hatred, oh yeah, you're pissed, you just hate hearing that term in shonen, right? Cycle of hatred, but it's the trope, it's cliche. You know, when I hear that word cycle of hatred in the shonen, I'm like, oh god, it's happening again. It hits my heart. It still hits my heart because it's facts. Anyway, this is because the cycle of hatred, by enacting revenge on the Saiyans, it has come to an end. Vegeta is encouraging him to do it for the greater good, by stopping the people that cause the oppression and the root of the issue. And to be honest, Vegeta started becoming a better person after he got the only W in his life, which is Bulma's Pum Pum, must I remind you. So maybe he's gonna give him that same advice that a good sensei would after this fight, like, go find a woman, kid, go get some pum pum.
Hey kid, here's how to seduce a woman.
Arrogant dick!
Spoiled sow!
You!
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 My room, 10 minutes.
Now, before Granola consumes the power of plot, which is a Senzu Bean, we can see Goku's strength not being able to hold up with Gas's newfound abilities. As a Dragon Ball fan for 20 years, I do kind of get annoyed at how fast Goku and Vegeta get surpassed.
You're never going to get my power.
Do I look like I need your power?
But at the end of the day, we all know how much money this franchise makes. Even in the new 3D movie that they just released, we're getting all hyped about the Gohan reveal, he's in his Cell uniform and stuff, and they stated that Toriyama helped with the designs. Maybe he drew that shit on a napkin, little scribble there, little scribble here and there, you know, little eye here, little... He's getting handed millions for basic sketches. To be honest, I don't even blame him, because who wouldn't take those deals? I would. Why would Japan stop this money printing machine?
Hello, I like money.
What inspired you?
Money!
Anyway, since the two goats have been surpassed for the 15th time, all hope is lost until Granola instantly teleports back to the scene of the battle. He stops the Heaters in their attempt to further attack and possibly kill Minato. Gas also notices all the commotion whilst acknowledging Granola's health being fully restored, although he's not really sure where it came from. We then see Minato pulling up behind Granola, returning back oatmeal. His his old support partner that he abandoned once he was fully consumed with rage trying to kill the Saiyans. Oatmeal, being an AI robot or maybe a person, held assistance in logic and reason for Granola's character. However, in chapter 75, after Oatmeal hears Vegeta's side of the story, he laid down all the facts to Granola, pushing the idea that his revenge is not actually justified, as Goku and Vegeta were both victims of Frieza just like him, and they weren't even aware about his race's extinction. At that point, Granola's anger and determination for revenge fuels his arrogance to the point where he throws Oatmeal aside, saying that he doesn't need its support as he is the strongest person in the universe. But now the story is coming full circle as Granola's redemption arc has started, as he has realized the truth with the push by Vegeta playing the sensei and being this GOAT.
That's why he's the GOAT!
Granola is self-reflective of his own behavior. Granola's previous fights with the Saiyans has taught him how much of a vital piece of support Oatmeal has in his combat ability. Again, the storytelling is very obvious and parallels Vegeta. Vegeta needed a support group and love in his life to let go of the pain of the past so that the rage does not consume him. Now that Granola realized what matters most to him, he states, "I'll always want Oatmeal backing me up," implying even the strongest of the universe still need help. Dragon Ball insinuates that these positive emotions heavily inspire a character to become stronger. Vegeta powered up to equal Goku's power level against Beerus when Bulma was slapped. He snapped, right, allowing him to actually deal damage. Granola charges up and once again unlocks his second red eye being fully dripped out. I mean, he's looking kind of fleet. He commands Gas to come down and fight him now that he's been healed and he's ready to go. Last chapter we knew that one of Gas's abilities was that he was able to create a multitude of weapons simply out of ki. So once he lands back down on the ground, he proceeds to create two shields on the sides of his arms. Both Maki and Oil are well aware of the amount of power Granola is emitting, and Maki starts to worry about Gas actually winning this fight. I do want to mention that one of the few panels this got you could. It's a pun, but I was gassed, man, in this chapter. Seeing that, I like the way Granola uses Ki Blast, like it's a gun. It reminds me of childhood.
We do not care.
Also, I do want to mention, since this is Dragon Ball, a simple plot device that could be introduced later, seeing as though the wish of being the strongest in the universe was made consecutively in a short span of time. Imagine they just state later on that Gas's power is only higher to Granola by a little, or something minuscule, since he would only be surpassing someone that made the same wish a day ago. Imagine they just destroy the plot like that, but I doubt that's gonna happen. Please don't make it happen. I was joking. Going back to chapter 79, Oil proceeds to reassure Maki, explaining that since Gas had just wished to be the strongest, there's no possible way he would lose. Unfortunately though, this didn't seem to be the case, as both of them begin to battle each other. Granola appears to be actually holding his own against Gas's abilities. Granola is able to dodge his attacks whilst landing some pretty effective attacks of his own. Granola is doing so well on Gas that even when Gas tries to create more weapons such as spears to stab him with, Granola is able to easily catch it and counter. Plus, with the help of Oatmeal, Granola is now able to keep his heart rate calm and focused so that he doesn't make any mistakes. Although Gas isn't to be messed with either because he still has a whole arsenal of weapons to choose from, this is when Oatmeal alerts Granola of the huge wrecking ball above him that Gas has created. Granola barely manages to stop this attack, but the wrecking ball explodes into a smoke screen, blinding Granola as to what Gas is about to do next. Oatmeal shows to be very useful towards assisting Granola because he warns him to stay completely still so that he doesn't get hit with a crowd of projectiles just outside the smoke screen. Although avoiding these projectiles doesn't seem to be a problem anyway because Granola's a beast and he catches all of them with absolute ease. We all know that Granola's fight with Gas isn't all just a bluff, because Vegeta confirms to us that Granola is actually faring pretty well against him, possibly even better. We can honestly see with our own very eyes in the next body of panels as Granola just continues to trade blows with Gas, knocking him back countless times whilst Gas is helpless to do anything of significance. Vegeta reminds us that the reason why Gas is losing like this is due to the fact that he only made his wish to become the strongest a while ago. This is the same excuse he used when facing Granola himself. When Vegeta unlocked Ultra Ego, he had the upper hand to destroy him because the boy didn't get used to his newfound power level yet. This is the lesson that Vegeta has been teaching Granola throughout their fight a few chapters back. There are no real shortcuts to being the strongest being in the universe. If the opponent you're fighting has way more experience than you in the art of combat, then they're more likely to win the battle compared to someone who is more newer and less experienced with fighting. And wait, I don't even know what I'm saying. Let's be honest, guys. Dragon Ball Super will always be about who has the bigger PP NEG level. This storytelling is a bruh moment.
Stop the cap.
This is because, remember Frieza, right? Frieza was the strongest dude. He could kill anyone, and then we find out later this dude never trained a day in his life, and then he trained for a few months, got golden form and matched blue form Super Saiyan. So the storytelling is saying, hey, there's no shortcuts to being the strongest unless the story wants you to have that shortcut, because Frieza was OP, but then he gets nerfed, then he's OP. Oh my god, Dragon Ball, I love you. I still love you. I still love you. But anyway, guys, I will now be passing on the video to Yusuf as he will explain the entirety of the rest of the chapter, as well as how Vegeta and Goku are linked to this fight.
Okay, but in all seriousness, in Granola's previous fights with Goku and Vegeta, both Saiyans tended to have the upper hand against Granola throughout the majority of the fight. It was only until Granola got more used to his newfound abilities, it enabled him to eventually win at the end. This is the same case with Granola's fight with Gas in this situation. Since Granola is vastly more experienced with all his abilities that he gained after wishing to be the strongest in the universe, he now holds the advantage of experience over Gas as they keep battling. Seeing this though, Vegeta starts to realize that if Granola has such an advantage over Gas, now would be a good time for him to start finishing things off. But at this point, Goku starts to realize that throughout this whole fight, Gas has been using the same type of ability multiple times, which would make sense as to why Goku would question this, because if Gas wished to become the strongest, wouldn't he have gained more abilities like Granola did? Well, at first, Vegeta assumed that this specific ability that Gas was using, you know, his Green Lantern shit, was acquired after he fulfilled his wish. However, Monato comes in to say that Gas had always had the power to create multiple weapons out of Ki. This is when Gas's sister Maki makes an observation that the reason Gas is using one type of attack is because he wanted to beat Granola with his own strength. It's not that Gas isn't able to use the new abilities he got of wishing to become the strongest in the universe, but it's simply because he doesn't want to. This is because the boy is tragically scarred. In the past, Gas gained his inferiority complex by being bodied by the one and only Bardock. Bardock must have been in a similar situation we are witnessing now, where he had a lower power level, but because of his experience and the urge to protect something important, it must have gave him the advantage for victory over Gas. Gas also wanted his older brother's approval and to be the one who they depend on when it came to combat. However, after Granola outshined him, it fueled the already existing inferiority complex he had. So in this fight, he wanted to prove his own worth. He wanted to prove that he can win based on his own abilities alone. Sadly, he wasn't able to do so. However, the difference in power is still very clear. Like Granola attempting to punch him in the face, all Gas had to do was create an aura which literally blocked Granola's attack all on his own. Gas, after accepting his own unique abilities, will not give him the dub. He finally decided to go all out with the power he was granted by the Dragon Balls. Just as Granola shoots out his finger beams, Gas reveals his instant teleportation as he appears right in front of Granola. This surprises everyone. Literally everybody. Goku, Vegeta, Granola are literally speechless. Gas looks down on Granola and says, every ability that you acquired is also now mine. Which does make sense, as the Dragon Balls that granted Granola the power to become the strongest in the universe equipped him with all sorts of techniques. Effectively, this wish would also do the same for Gas. However, with Gas coming after Granola, he is given the advantage in all his base stats. This is showcased with Gas instantly winding Granola with just a punch, and then following up with the God of Destruction's own technique, Hakai. This move was also used by Granola earlier in his fight with Vegeta. Seriously, just imagine years of training, learning a technique from the God of Destruction himself, and then these kids with just one wish start shitting on you with your own moves. Granola gets back up and readies himself for round 2. He lets Gas know that he expected nothing less from the universe's strongest. So being the protagonist of his own story, he takes off his jacket and gets dripped out just like Vegeta. For reals guys, let's not also forget that Granola has the help of Oatmeal, his personal AI that helps him react to incoming attacks and pretty much gives him an aimbot to his already broken precision. So with this in mind, Granola does his own instant transmission and attacks Gas, who in turn actually manages, to block. However, Granola, due to his experience, is able to use instant transmission in a more advantageous way and takes the lead against Gas. At this point, both these guys are spamming instant transmission like it's nothing. Goku over here is looking annoyed. He spent ages and struggled so hard in learning this move back on planet Yardra, and now these guys are doing it like it's nothing. Sorry Goku, Dragon Ball Super will always destroy the dregs of your legacy. It's the way it is. As Gas and Granola exchange blows, it's clear that the latter is pushing the other with Gas on the defense. Even after using all his ability, my man's still getting smashed. This is when Vegeta comments on Goku's frustration and tells him not to worry too much, as he's wrong about them using instant transmission like it's no big deal. Vegeta points out that Gas isn't familiar with the technique and he's butchering the way it's supposed to be used. Gas is so sloppy that even with an advantage over speed and power, he's being slapped up. But from this, I quickly wanted to note that even though Goku has a really high battle IQ, Vegeta is shown to be more observant here. Vegeta states that Granola accuracy is far superior to Gas's, and he still stands a chance against all odds. Just from this small comment, we can see how much our guy Vegeta is invested and believes in Granola's victory. Throughout this arc, we mentioned how this story is an extension to Vegeta's own origin story. Due to being born as a royal-blooded Saiyan, he was conditioned to be prideful and even arrogant. After the destruction of his planet and race, Vegeta used those qualities to fuel his revenge against Frieza. This is a direct parallel to Granola, even to the point where Vegeta wanted to use the Dragon Balls to become the strongest in order to defeat Frieza. Vegeta is actually conscious of this similarity. I'm sure he sees himself in Granola, and at this very moment is his #1 supporter. Through Granola, Vegeta is seeing his own redemption for his past self, although he doesn't really need it anymore, as we know Vegeta had tons of redemption arc already. But again and again, Vegeta's character development is far beyond any others. We already went balls deep into Vegeta's philosophy in the video that I pinned in the comment section below, so make sure you guys check it out. Anyway guys, with that, we'll catch you a lot next time. Subscribe, ding the notification bell if you haven't, and smash the like button. Till then guys, we'll catch you next time.